Hey guys, Brew here to do an album review. Today I'm here to tell you about the latest from Majestica, A Christmas Carol, out December 4th on Nuclear Blast. This album has 9 tracks, 41 minutes in length, and this is the band's second full-length studio album. As you guessed, in case you haven't heard, this is a Christmas record. I mean, you could tell by the name of the album, and it is a theme album. It tells the story of Scrooge, one of the most epic Christmas carols of all time. I just love this story. I love what it represents. And I love the fact that they thought that this would be a great idea to convert this story and give it a heavy metal, power metal spin to it, because that's pretty much what you're going to get out of this record. And that spin really starts with the structure of the album. The structure has a duality of purposes. It meets the story, but it also fits perfectly with that power metal, old school heavy metal sound that the album has throughout. It starts off with an instrumental track, then it peaks in intensity, then it dips in the middle with a ballad, with a really stripped down piano driven ballad, then it gets that intensity back again right after it, and then it closes off with another instrumental track. So this is the overall structure that the album has. Once again, this structure is absolutely magnificent as far as the storytelling aspect of the record is concerned, and then matches that old school feel that you're gonna get from the roots, from the foundation of the sound that this album has to offer. And as far as that sound is concerned, the overall experience that you're going to get is that you're listening to a heavy metal Christmas album. Those two worlds are intertwined. You're really not sure what comes first, the Christmas side or the heavy metal side, because you just feel like the two of them, not only they coexist throughout the record, they really blend with each other, and it's really hard to tell them apart. This is a record that, as far as soundscape is concerned, really feels like a metal musical. You get that essence, you get that experience from how it sounds, from how it comes across, from how it's put together. And that is phenomenal to be able to achieve that goal, to be able to achieve a record that really paints a vivid picture of what the story is all about through music, through lyrics, through the incredible range and styles and approaches as far as vocals are concerned. Then when you dig deeper into the soundscape of the record, there are 3 main components that really make it happen, that really bring this whole record together. Starting off with the guitars. I love the diversity that the guitars have to offer on this album. It's not like you're going to get one style, one approach. It's not like you're going to get a sense of repetitiveness, that they're doing the same style, they're doing the same thing, the same riff, that they're bringing the same pieces of different Christmas carols to life through the guitar sound. You're going to get a wide variety of approaches. You're going to get a wide variety of styles, of things that are coming together as far as the guitars are concerned, in order to really give this album the life that it needs, the power that it requires, the driven force that it has, almost from the beginning all the way to the end. Not every song is driven by the power of the guitars or by the intensity of the guitars, but they play an important role on every single track. Either how they push the song forward, how they add melody, how they add presence, how they add atmosphere, the solos, the beautiness that the solos have, that really bring the season to life, that really bring the spirit of Christmas to the songs. All of that is really influenced by how the guitars go on this record. Like I said, not on every single track, but they're predominant throughout the overall experience of the album. One of the other soundscape elements is definitely the keyboards. The keyboards play an important role, and with the keyboards comes the orchestration. You couldn't have an album that sounds like this, that merges metal and Christmas together, without that part, without that aspect of it, because you're able to add all the different bells and whistles that comes with it in order to really create this larger than life sounding record, a record that sounds cinematic, that sounds vivid, that the stories come to life through the music. You could almost picture everything happening in front of you as you're listening to every single song on this record. And that is done in most part by the incredible atmosphere that you get from the keyboards and overall orchestrations. Last but not least, definitely the drums. I felt that they were the most consistent element on this record. While everything is very diverse and everything has multiple roles throughout the experience of the sound of the album, the drums are perhaps one of the more steady, more cohesive elements from beginning to the end. I never really felt that they changed too much as far as the direction or as far as the purpose that they had. They always were giving power to the songs. They were always creating a sense of force, pushing the track forward, but also building this incredible foundation, this roadmap in which the rest of the song was put upon and able to progress through all the different stages that the tracks have, and then obviously the overall album. As far as vocals are concerned, the incredible range of vocal styles, approaches, is just it fits perfectly. I was going to say it's phenomenal, but it is phenomenal, but at the same time, it is what the album needs. You have a theme record here. You're telling a Christmas carol. There are different characters, there are narrators. There's different pieces of the pie that need to come together. You cannot have one vocal approach from the first song to the last song. Not only the mood of the songs is different, and it changes and it fluctuates between happiness, despair, sadness. All of these things are at play. But you also have, like I said, different characters, different people coming in. There's different portions of the story that need to be told by a narrator, not necessarily from the character's point of view. So the only way you can bring these characters to life, the only way you can bring these stories to life, because there's multiple stories within the story itself, is by having a wide range of vocal approaches and a wide range of vocalists and how you arrange them, creating choirs, backing vocals, like I said, different vocalists, different range within the same vocalist, using a different range in order to create a more dynamic feel to the way the song comes across. All of these things play an extremely important role. If you don't approach the album vocally with this sort of diversity, with this sort of approach, the album falls flat. You cannot tell who is who within the story. The story loses its life, it loses its warmth, it loses its direction. So I really like what they did here as far as vocals are concerned. Very dynamic, very interesting. A play coming to life with different actors coming in and giving their take on a very important story, a very charismatic story as far as Christmas is concerned. Overall, I love this record. I really feel that metalheads around the world were missing an album like this for this season. There are metal Christmas albums, but it's normally metal covers of Christmas songs. And while those are fun, they're not the same. This album is the opposite of that, is the complete reverse of that. And I really feel like we're missing something like this. Something that you can listen during the holiday season that feels like it's Christmas, but it still has that power behind it. The drums are still heavy, the guitars are still powerful, and then you get incredible vocal range that just brings it all to life. So when you put all of these pieces together, to me, this is a must-have. It's not necessarily an album that I would listen to throughout the year. It has that special place when it comes to this specific time of the year. So it's going to be one of those records that you pick up, you listen to it during the holiday season, you put it away for the rest of the year, but sure not, every single December, you're going to bring it back out again and listen to it, because it brings the season to life in a very metal kind of way. Now, as far as songs are concerned, there are 3 songs that I absolutely love and how they sound and how they come across on this record. And starting off, A Christmas Story. Very dynamic track, both musically and vocally, and it has that true Christmas spirit built into it, just being delivered in a very power metal type hymn format. That's how the song feels, that is how the song comes across. It has purpose, it has intent, it's exciting in the way it sounds, in the way it's delivered to the listener. The drums are very heavy, thunderous at times, really providing this backbone of strength and power that the track needs in order to create that sense of purpose that I was mentioning earlier. The guitars have an incredible sound, bringing in pieces of different Christmas carols in order to sprinkle that Christmas flavor throughout the track and bringing it to life, giving it a Christmas touch, I would say. And then the vocals have tons of energy. With this track, you really get a glimpse of what this album is going to be like, not just from a sound perspective, but also from a vocal one. Next, The Joy of Christmas. This is the ballad that breaks the album, a piano-driven ballad that's absolutely phenomenal. It resets the album. It really allows you to take a breath, to almost relax a little bit before the album becomes engaging again, becomes driven, becomes powerful for that second half. I like how this ballad is put together. There are portions of this song that when I was listening to it, it felt like I was listening to The Winner Takes All from ABBA. So there's definitely a little bit of an ABBA influence. I wouldn't say throughout the whole track at all, but there are some glimpses here and there when you're listening to this song that reminds you of ABBA, specifically The Winner Takes All. And it works perfectly with this track, and it makes this track come to life. The piano is phenomenal. The vocals are incredible from top to bottom. A very interesting, a very introspective song that fits perfectly with the story at that time. It fits perfectly with the record and how it's put together in the overall structure and what it gives to the listener. Last but not least, Ghost of Christmas Present. This is a really cool track. It's the one that comes right after the ballad, so it comes right after the Joy of Christmas. So this song reignites the record for that second half. It gives you a little bit of the same feel musically that you got from A Christmas Story. It has that power to it. It has that strength. It's very driven in its sound. And it has all those same elements coming to life. A wide range as far as vocals are concerned, with clean vocals, but a wide range of clean vocals, different vocalists coming in, a narrator. There's a little bit of everything coming to life in this specific track, and that is important in order for this story to come to life, because they really represented the characters well. They really represented this part of the story really well, and how they constructed this song and how they deliver this track on a musical side, but also on a vocal one. This is it. This is Majestica with A Christmas Carol, out December 4th on Nuclear Blast. Let me know your thoughts on the band, on this Christmas album. I'm dying to hear from you guys. Use the comment section below. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.